Hi, everyone. This is Norman Kochnick here on Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. Now, we've had several games continue to go on. We've had, obviously, the New Zealand versus Namibia game currently being played in Sharjah. New Zealand were 4 for 163 after their 20 overs. Namibia, nobly, but probably not good enough. They're 3 for 77 after 13.1 overs. In fact, they're 87 runs to win in 41 balls. So they're more than 2 runs a ball. And they've talked about percentages there. Namibia, 8.1% chance of winning, in New Zealand, 91.8. Pretty conclusive that it's going to be, you would think, New Zealand victory, which will put them in a situation where, in terms of the points table, starting to get quite close to an unassailable lead. That will give New Zealand 3 wins from 4 matches. Parmesan, how are you? New Zealand will win there, I think so. New Zealand will go 6 points. And Namibia will stay on 2. Scotland will have, well, they're playing India tonight. It'll probably make it all, it basically sets it up that Afghanistan and New Zealand is going to be the match that will help decide India's fate. And if Afghanistan, by some miracle, actually do win that match against New Zealand, then India have a chance. But otherwise, it's over for India, which is very sad. But India will have a good chance to put themselves in good stead today when they play a Scottish team that hasn't had any luck so far. Did very well in the qualifier stage, but have not performed well enough on the big stage of the World Cup. So Group 2, at this point, is still Pakistan, followed by Afghanistan, New Zealand, India, Namibia, and Scotland. But New Zealand are about to push themselves into second spot ahead of Afghanistan with the win today. And basically, hopefully India win. That'll put them on 4 points with Afghanistan. They still will be probably behind Afghanistan unless they come up with a very, very strong, emphatic win. What if Afghanistan win? They will. Then who will qualify? Parmesan, that's the question. If Afghanistan beats New Zealand, Afghanistan's net run rate could well be ahead of New Zealand. So that would put Afghanistan in the box seat. India win their last 2 matches. Their net run rate at the moment is just over 0. It's 0.073. Afghanistan's is 1.48. Now, New Zealand's is 0.816. So India have to absolutely thump Scotland today and try to get a point or thereabouts. They'll need to beat both Scotland and Namibia with very convincing wins, very big wins, to push their run rate up to around about close to 2, which would mean Afghanistan at 1.4, even though they may be on the same points if they beat New Zealand, may be just behind them. That's what India have to hope for. Hello, I hope you had a great Diwali celebration. I did. I took a day off. We didn't broadcast over the last day or so, mainly because it's unsustainable. I'm trying to follow select matches, and from now on I'll be following most matches, and it starts to heat up now. So yeah, so New Zealand looks almost certain to go to 6 points after 4 matches, and will be in second position, a clear second after 4 matches. India can join Afghanistan on 4 points if they win today. And if they've got to give a thumping, they've got to have a thumping victory, Scotland. They've got to score 200 and get Scotland out for 50 or something like that to really make a thump on the net run rate. And that could then put them in a situation where they could be equal pegging with Afghanistan. So they're really relying on Afghanistan beating New Zealand. If that doesn't happen, then that's game over. New Zealand's in the semi-finals with Pakistan. On the other hand, England is certainly through as well. At this stage, after 4 matches, Australia and South Africa are both on 6 points. Australia has a slightly better run rate. Sri Lanka have played all their 5 matches and they only can muster 4 points. West Indies 2, even though they've got a game at hand, and Bangladesh have got 0. So it's only between Australia and South Africa for that second spot. And at this stage, South Africa have to actually play England, whereas Australia play the West Indies. So that would probably tell you that South Africa won't beat England, I don't think, and Australia should beat West Indies. So it'll put Australia in a second position, as it will New Zealand. So the likelihood is it'll be England, Australia, and Pakistan, New Zealand. For India to get in, it's going to take some Afghanistan miracle work, and that would be where it'll sit. So look, that's the way it stands. It's not looking good. You'll have England and Pakistan. So England will play, most likely will play the team seated there, which will be, let's just say it's New Zealand. So England versus New Zealand, Pakistan versus Australia. So Hazaranga proved yet again why he is number 1 player. Hetmai performance was beautiful. Yeah, Hetmai played very well. Hazaranga played very well. Anurag Pooch, he's there saying okay. I guess he's saying okay because he's not looking very good. So, but Namibia have just lost their 4th wicket. They're 4 for 86. There's 78 off 33 balls. Look, that's what, some 5 overs. They're going to need 15. It's looking forlorn there for the situation there. It's a real pity about the Scotland and Namibia certainly have been left wanting. Afghanistan's played very, very well, and in fact, Afghanistan would have done well in both groups, as a matter of fact. So ICC leading edge email that's just come through. A lot of talk about Dravid. Of course, Dravid is the next coach for India. We've all heard that, haven't we? The news that Rahul Dravid is new. There's some tops. Leave the game. There's some nice shirts there. I'm going to try and pick some of those up, hopefully. Be nice to see what we can do with those shirts. Oh, not bad shirts, not bad shirts. It's got, but on the other hand, Bangladesh is a shell of its former self. What was that before? I'm very frustrated with Bangladesh. There was a lot of dissension there. What I saw in the ranks, I don't know what happens with such a significant playing nation as they are. They really should have more going for them. They just don't seem to. I don't know what happens there. I can't explain it. I just can't explain it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's so very frustrating. It really is frustrating to see the way that definitely Bangladesh, and also the way that West Indies have played. So they've been very poor. Sri Lanka have done okay, but they're still well below the mark. So that's another issue we've got to face. Some of these teams are starting to really lose their way quite substantially. I got a whole lot more merchandise too, by the way. I met some nice guys today. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to be said about like the Englands, the Indias, Pakistans, and I have to now include Australia, have performed pretty well. Australia, I don't think will go any further, though, in all fairness. But I did say that about not making the semis, didn't I? New Zealand are the villains. The next T20 World Cup is next year in Australia, right? Yes, that's correct. It'll be not very far away. Within 12 months, we'll be back into it again with another T20 World Cup in Australia. I'm afraid of New Zealand Test Series. They were real villains. I think Samantha Shastra, I think India's got a lot more going for them when it comes to Test cricket. And we'll be challenging New Zealand big time on the home soil. So I don't think there's any worry about that at all. So who am I expecting to join me today? Well, that's going to be interesting. We've got, I've sent a few people. Here's one thing I just remembered. This World Cup in India would have been even more disastrous than it was in the UAE. No, I think they would have done better than India for sure. Scotland come close. Maybe we had them for a while. Maybe Afghanistan will pull it off. No, look, Afghanistan, if they keep the way that they play going, they'll be in with a great chance. Again, Namibia are what, 4 for 86 after I need 30 balls to get 78 runs. Looking not likely. And advertising a lot of trouble. Well, was running heavily on the East Coast, which would have washed out most games. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know about the level of rain that's occurred. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So I've sent out some people. We might see some of the guests joining us tonight. New Zealand, Afghanistan is the last hope. Yeah, exactly. No, it is. If Afghanistan beat New Zealand and it's a close game, I don't want it to be a thrashing. If it's a close game and India thump the two minnow sizes in Scotland today and Namibia, then we could see net run rates become a real issue, and you may actually see it become relevant to India. Namibia are now 4 for 87. If they, Namibia, survive and don't get all out, it's not necessarily a big amount of points for New Zealand. New Zealand needed to get Namibia out really cheaply to push their point situation ahead. Yeah. India and Scotland got a bit over an hour and 4 minutes before the game starts. Richard Vernon's talking about, I don't know why Richard Vernon's getting excited by Scotland. I don't know why Richard Vernon's getting excited by Scotland. It's a little bit hard to work out. I mean, let's just see what. Well, I mean, Scotland is a part of Great Britain, so there should be a bit of a British tyranny here. There should be an attempt to do their level best. The Scotland side, I'm afraid, are just not going to do much. Well, India gave Afghanistan a bit of a whack, which was impressive. They scored over 210 runs. That was quite a good little whack they gave. But I can't see Scotland threatening India at all. I'm just trying to see who's Marcus Lawrence. Good on Munchie. Okay, we finally got some success here with this. My screens are taking forever to go from screen to screen. What is your score line for Test Series, Norman, India versus New Zealand? Look, I think India are going to do a very distinct job on New Zealand at home. The revenge factor, India will be brimming to play that well. If India loses to one of the minnows, then it will be a spoils us of the whole thing. Yeah, they won't be losing to any of the minnows, so I can assure you. Congrats, India, for qualifying for number Mumbai, because first team to do so. Okay, New Zealand will be wiped out in India. Yes, they will be able to shake. I agree, they will be wiped. They'll be somewhat wiped out. I agree with that. Absolutely. So this is game 37. It's the Group 2 match between, of course, India and Scotland. A lot of games being played. A lot of games have been played. Who was the captain of Team India for the rest Test Series against New Zealand? KL Rahul, well, or Rohit Sharma. Well, no, for the Test Series, it'll be as per program. It'll be Virat Kohli for the Tests. Abhishek India is great in bilateral series. They choke and icing series. Abhishek, I too hope so. India Afghanistan match was fixed. Pakistan media says, "Oh, it was not." That's not true. That's rubbish. That is rubbish. That is very frustrating. To be honest, how was that fixed? It wasn't fixed. No. India have to have everything go their way. Afghanistan have to beat New Zealand, so they won't be controlled by New Zealand. Won't allow that to happen by any if they can avoid that. So if Afghanistan do win that match, it'll be based on an Afghanistan side that's done really well and wants to win. New Zealand might be keeling over for that. So there's no fixing going on. I'm not accepting it. It's a bit of passion fruit sparkling drink. Passion fruit. So I think passion fruit sparkling drink. Nothing's been fixed. No, nothing's been fixed, guys. I'm not going to accept that. I'm simply not going to accept that. Don't start that discussion, please. Why would that? How would that be fixed? Is it alcoholic? Did you just see what I just showed you a second ago? There's no alcohol. Bundaberg. Well, Bundaberg rum is normally a rum, but this is no rum. This is just simply passion fruit sparkling drink, Australia family owned. Just passion fruit sparkling drink. There's no alcohol at all. Okay, so remember there are 4 for 95 and there's 69 of 22 balls. Not going to happen. New Zealand 4 for 163. The New Zealand didn't exactly score 200 here today, so New Zealand will get undoubtedly thrashed by England in the semi-final if that's what transpires. And Pakistan will do a number on Australia, to be honest. Australia looks like they're through. South Africa will not beat England, and Australia play the West Indies, and we know what's going to happen that much. Very unlikely. Very unlikely that Australia will get beaten by. I'll be back in a bit on that. So, Sonu, cheers. It's not anything alcohol. Nothing alcohol. Computer's really slow. So 69 runs off 20 balls. Maybe he's got to get. Not very promising. Not promising at all. Christopher can't come on today, but cheering the Scots on to hopefully send India packing. Oh, is that right, Christopher? I will make a note of that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're pushing your luck there. That's not Chris Vernon. How could you say such rubbish? How could you say Sonny sings? Laughing at you, I'm laughing at you a bit too. Realistically, I mean, I can't see that happening. Remember, you're 4 for 96 after what looks like 17 overs, 68 off 18 balls. Not looking very good. That's basically saying they need 22 or 3 per over. Would want to see nothing more than Virat on an early plane home. Is that right? In your dreams, Chris, yeah. ECB have actually made a release there, Chris. ECB newsroom have just come out and they've said England's men confirm coaching appointments for Australian tour. English men's assistant coach Graham Thorpe will head up the preparation period when the test specialists and Lions arrive in Australia this weekend. Also, the test specialists and Lions are arriving in Australia this weekend. The playing group and management will be based on the Gold Coast for their 14-day quarantine. Oh God, this is where the joke starts. Gold Coast again, 14-day quarantine. Oh my God. We're moving to Brisbane to play 2 intra-squad warm-up matches later this month. Extending men's team will be arriving on Saturday. Okay. So there we have it. It's interesting. It's an interesting little it's an interesting media release indeed. So that there's quite a bit of news there. That's what oh God. Oh, that's interesting. Ashim, okay. Now, Chris Burns, not a genuine account. He would only know about what I'm doing for him. So don't think England would be as scared of India, but would rather play the Kiwis. Shame on Chris Ferdinand. Yeah, a little bit of shame there, I'll have to agree. Well, Australia's going to probably thump England anyway in the Test series. I had a lot of young blokes in the car today, and they were all pretty keen on saying how. So we go. So press release England. And so it's just very, very frustrating. Okay, what do I do with that? Network tour. It's a hard one to. Yes, okay. Chris doesn't hate India. That's not. He's just being cheeky, guys. Just give him a break. He's just being cheeky. Very cheeky indeed. So shame on Chris. So now maybe we should cry about now. Look at what's the score now. They're not looking very good at all, guys. Yeah, so 5 for 100. They lost the 5th wicket. Now they're 5 for 102. 62 off 13 balls. Not looking very good. Not looking good at all, guys. Some unusual selections here. I don't quite know what to make of. So the England camp will be arriving very soon. Okay, it's some pretty good reading there, guys, regarding that. So I just posted that. See, that's a nice read. So Chris should join the Dinda Academy. Why is that? Don't hate him, just love it. See Vera on the plane back. What? Yeah, I thought you were an RCB fan. What sort of hypocrite are you, Chris? Seriously, just big hypocrite. What a hypocrite he is. So, Namibia 502, 17.6. The main thing for Namibia is not to be all out. And they're at 60 runs behind. If they get that in at 40, I think they've done pretty well. Someone told me earlier that India are going to beat Scotland 7-0 today. Chris Fern, how does India beat Scotland 7-0? This is not a game of soccer. This is a game of cricket. So effectively, India may well score 200 and Scotland might score 30, which is a bit like 7-0, I guess. Virat has packed his bag, boarding plane to Mumbai to make June 11th the team for IPL. Sonny Singer's cheeky. So I don't think that's really the issue at all. So, yeah, so England have, if you look at the press release I've just released on that, you'll see all about it. New Zealand, really. 4 for 163 is not some sort of cakewalk here. I haven't exactly thrashed. Namibia now got it 61 off 12 balls. So even getting fours every delivery will see them still fall short. Getting a 6, they could just 6 off 11 of the 12 balls will be enough. Chris means well. Guys, you misunderstand Chris. He's just concerned that Vera has been in the bio. So, and he has been. Lose to the Johnsons. It doesn't matter with how much difference India wins. New Zealand will beat Afghanistan exactly every shot. Chris is funny. Yeah, he's being cheeky because he's not online. He doesn't face the wrath of Norman Kochnik. So Namibia needs 61 off 11 balls. So they need 11 sixes, and that will get them across the line. Or they can get 10 sixes and a 2. Still a chance. At this point, this late in the innings, there's still a chance. Getting slimmer and slimmer, but they got a chance still. So we've got some 20 minutes before the toss, and for God's sake, Coley's got to start winning the toss. Coley has got to start winning the toss. Seriously. So they play Scotland and Namibia. Now, if they win very handsomely against those two teams, and their net run rate jumps substantially, they'll go well ahead of Afghanistan, even if Afghanistan wins. The rough cuddly bunny, like your rabbits, what are we saying? No, that's Rabbitohs, thank you. And he deserves this Nam, Craws, Car, Dukan. I don't know, that's nothing rude. Well, Chris, what do you think of who should be the next captain of India? Well, listen, he will probably agree with me and say it'll be KL Rahul or Rohit Sharma. Rahani's. Are you talking about Test captain or just next captain of the ODI T20? T20, it'll be Rohit Sharma or possibly KL Rahul. But it won't be, and that's for the T20 format. Test match wise, Kohli continues. And Lakshya Sharma's here. India's out of the World Cup. We'll see them in Mumbai Airport. Now, Lakshya, just wait a second. Why aren't you joining Lakshya? I thought people wanted punts. Surely Rahul for Test. Yeah. Okay. So, frustratingly, the game yesterday between Bangladesh and Australia was over this stage of an awful game. Bangladesh put up no fight at all. Made Australia look good. Namibia needs 60 of 8 balls. Last 8 years, no ICC win. At least country like Pakistan have won champs. Okay, that's true. Because Kohli has to score some runs to justify his place in the side. I would agree with that. So Namibia needs 60 runs off 8 balls. 6 sixes, 8 sixes won't even do it. 59 off 8 balls. Kohli should do the right thing and retire from T20. Aditya Rai, he may well do that before too long. He may well do that. But let's just give India some respite here. If they do well against, the Kiwis. Yep, up the Kiwis. Oh, you're going for the Kiwis now. But because England can beat the Kiwis, that's why you're saying that. They couldn't beat India. If India were playing England in the semi-final, India would probably win that. That's why Chris is so happy. Let's be honest, India don't deserve to be in the semi-final. And actually, fair enough. Why and how awesome is right in the answer? Shouldn't India think of longer term? Yeah, maybe they should have a check. Maybe they should think longer term. Sonny saying India needed a cool-headed captains like Daniel Kane or Morgan. True. No names back. Kohli should do the right thing and concentrate on batting. Batting alone, not their benevolent god of wokeness or weakness to promote his brand. Okay. Chris Vernon likes to count boundaries. I'm not sure what that's got to do with it. So, Namibia now have 59 runs off 7 balls. Not looking likely. They're actually 7 down for 105 as a matter of fact. They lost a couple of wickets there, so that's not looking well finished. India's Colin. Yeah, okay. Banstead boy, Chris isn't brave enough to come on air and defend himself. Well, what about you, Richard? Why don't you go on air? So Namibia are 7 for 105, needing 59 of what is virtually the last over. Cringeworthy. Sanjay, what should Cole opt for if he wins the toss. Bat first, actually, because they need to get a lot of runs to get Scotland out for a very low score and increase the net run rate. This time alone, they need to bat first. At everyone knows how England stole World Cup from New Zealand in 19. BCCIP on damage control today uploaded a video about Coley being praised by Ashwin. Oh, that is damage control. So 1 over. Then we have to break a record here and score 58 runs. I understand, boys, the problem here is that New Zealand will increase their run rate. They will, not dramatically though. Let's be honest, Sanjay. Kohli ain't winning the toss. 106, winning by 58. They've got 7 wickets down. They haven't got them all out. Getting them all out would have made a difference. Is it possible to score 58 runs in 1 over, guys? Is it possible? Hit a series of sixes off no balls. Could happen. Well, India should bat second. If they got Scotland 89 chasing the 6, then would be a huge loss. But I thought India need to score 200 plus and get Scotland out for 30 or 40. That would be the way they want to play. How many can qualify? If it goes and beat New Zealand, can you explain the permutations and combinations? Well, Afghanistan beats New Zealand. That puts them all on 6 points. And India wins their last 2 games. They're all on 6 points. And it'll come down to purely net run rate. And India have 2 minnow teams to play against, which they can grab 1 plus point in both games. They could go to 2 or 3. That would be enough. England won the World Cup in the greatest final ever played. Ian Smith and Country was amazing. Nobody gets it all out for 30 or 40, Norman. Wait a minute. Afghanistan got one of the teams out for 60, and they got a massive net run rate. Ashwin played because of Rohit Sharma and threat from Dilip Vensarkar, who wanted an investigation for excluding Ashwin for bad voice. See, Ashwin's been probably given a bit too much of a raw deal now. The Test series was bad enough where they didn't have him in there towards the end, but we mustn't forget, though, that he wasn't a part of the Test T20 squad in past years. So this is a bit of a promotion for him. So New Zealand, remember, we need 53 off 3 balls. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Got 12 minutes before the toss. 12 minutes before the toss. And then India seemed to Barnstead Boy says, the rules were in place before the tournament started. Can't blame anyone. Oh, here we go. Ashwin has more centuries than Kohli this year. Maybe the case. New Zealand have to lose against Afghanistan. That's correct. And it has to be a close game. It can't be a big victory to Afghanistan, because Afghanistan might then be in second place. It's very interesting. I would not discount Afghanistan winning that match. I really wouldn't. It's possible. Namibia need 53 runs off 1 ball. 53 runs off 1 ball. Not looking very, very good. New Zealand was certainly squeezed. Namibia then. Haven't they? Why Pakistan were accusing that match? Well, I don't know why. That was a bit of a strange one, to be honest with you. I don't see there any reason to do that. So there we are. Namibia are 7 for 111. Namibia need 53 runs. That means New Zealand won by 52 runs. So New Zealand win by 52 runs. pretty conclusive. So New Zealand got maybe a 7 for 111. At least they went all out. New Zealand were 4 for 163. Now, you would not say that was a conclusive. Well, they won. They won pretty handsomely. Okay. New Zealand win by 52 runs. Now moving 7 for 11. New Zealand 4 for 163. It's the end of a chapter there for that one. India need to win as much by 100 runs. But the way they do that is by scoring 200 and giving Scotland and all that for 100 total. India needs to win. Okay. New Zealand took more wickets. Let's make it a rule that New Zealand is a winner. Well, New Zealand, okay. England stealing talent from other countries and playing with their world 11. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there, Atitura. Yeah, it's not looking very good for. It's not looking good for India. Okay, we can be pretty reasonable and say that it will be a hard wicket for a hard road for India. New Zealand took more wickets. Okay, England stealing. I've read all those things. Oh, okay, so it's official. New Zealand have won by 52 runs, which is a rather sad total. But now we move it onto the blockbuster of blockbusters. Well, not really. India Scotland's not a blockbuster, but an important game for India in particular. Nobody gave New Zealand any chances in the RC tournament, and I still don't. Well, what's your opinion on English cricketer Gary Ballance? I mean, should Kohli follow suit? No. Right. I did you right. Wow, sad comment. England are stealing are synonymous. I did hear. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what the story is there. Anyway, Namibia have done their best, but New Zealand have won by 52 runs. New Zealand were 4 for 163 after their 20 overs. Namibia unfortunately lost a couple of wickets late in the piece, but it was 7 for 111. Fell well short, which is a bit sad. Oh, it's sad. Look at the points. I wonder the points table's coming out now with those changes. Yep, it's got England on 8 points, Australia on 6, with South Africa also on 6, Sri Lanka on 4, no more points to gain, West Indies 2, and Bangladesh 0. So England are through, Sri Lanka, West Indies, and Bangladesh go home. Australia and South Africa are the two that will fight out that second spot. Group 2, Pakistan, New Zealand, Afghanistan, India, Namibia, and Scotland. Namibia and Scotland are gone, you would argue. India will win their last 2 matches and put themselves on 6 points. Afghanistan on 4 points have one more game to play against New Zealand. If they win that, they will then go to second, potentially equal second, and it'll come down to net run rate. At the moment, New Zealand's run rate is 1.277, Afghanistan's is 1.481, and India's 0.073. So, and then they're Scotland have minus 1.8 and 2.6. So India need to get at least 1.1 to 1.2 points in this match to have any chance. They won't even beat Afghanistan at this point. No association shocked any big team, sad affairs. They only play good pitch. Yeah. Okay. India have 5 ICC trophies, and England, who invented the game, took an eternity to finally win 80 of. Yeah, look, India has done very, very well. Lucifer Johnson. England is not through if Aussies win and England loses by 140 runs against South Africa. Right. England won't be losing by 140 runs against South Africa. So that's completely out of the question. But that would have to mean that South Africa would go to the 8 points. Yeah, South Africa and Australia would both go to 8 points. But England had a net run rate of 3.183. So it's very up the rabbits here. Up the rabbitohs, yes, thank you. Did you right? As I wrote, by the way, despite huge population, they don't realise their potential. Unless India can, no. India scores 200 plus and gets Scotland out for something less than 100 or even close to 100. It's not. India's out and out. Okay. Well, yeah, they win by more than 100 runs stake in Scotland. Their net run rate will go up significantly and probably be around 1 point something. Then, yeah, it all comes down to Afghanistan and New Zealand match. If India win their last two and go to 6, have a really good run rate, then an Afghanistan team with an okay run rate will be ahead of New Zealand. And that will mean that India have got a chance. It's not impossible. It's cricket. Anything can happen. Yeah, I do agree with that. But yeah, again, New Zealand, for those who are just joining us, New Zealand won the match by quite a solid 52 runs. That's the scoreline that India need to produce as well, if not better. So New Zealand were 4 for 163, and Namibia were 7 for 111 after their allotted 20 overs. So India have to win today first. Yes, correct. Elizabeth Johnson, Norman, I feel that Aussies will shock you and going to win the World Cup. No. Manu Johns, England has put their top-notch efforts and they will surely continue the Cup. England, certainly against Pakistan. So which team is winning consistently in these 8 years? World Cup has changed. Well, look, England have been consistent. India have done very well. Pakistan have been there or thereabouts. Obviously, West Indies were good up until this more recent tournament. So we're 3 minutes away from the toss, guys. 3 minutes away from the toss. Yes. Hang on, tell us about India's playing 11. We'll get into that. It's 3 minutes away from the toss. What's the commentary? Not much commentary around the toss at this point. Varun Chakravarti, whether he's fit, is the question. Shardul and Jadu, mystery spinner. Yeah, well, Scotland won't like good spinners, that's for sure. I think Ashwin should play. That's what I think. Of all things I can't agree with, I think Kohli is a massively good tosser. It's not funny, Chris. Will Kohli win the toss on his birthday? Yes, his birthday. And it's got to go in Australia and actually bat first. So they want to get 200 on the board. Stunner, can't agree more. Oh, okay. Where have you been, Stunner? You just arrived. So we're 2 minutes away from the toss, guys. 2 minutes away from the toss. And Kohli's not a good tosser, so there you go. He's better tossers than it seems. There's probably a more appropriate tosser. Patricia Roy, Norman, what is written in your T-shirt? You should know that. Eyes on cricket with Norman Kochnick. Eyes on cricket with Norman Kochnick. Got a whole bunch to watch it. Chris, I agree. Kohli isn't good at tossing the salad. Okay. So happy birthday to Kohli. We know that. Not much being said about that. How old is Kohli? Can someone tell me how old Kohli is? How old is Kohli? How did you get those printed? They're embroidered. They're not printed. Kohli's already Tendulkar never waited 2 years for a century as well as him. Okay, fair enough. T-shirt available in India in red colour. It's custom made merch. Exactly. You can buy them. I've told you. You can buy them. through the website, through not the website, through my Instagram to me. All right, so it's toss time, guys. It's toss time. It's toss time. It's toss time. Well, again, I think India should go against the grain and should actually bat first and score a massive 200 as they did against Afghanistan and then Scotty Scotland. In terms of getting a net run rate, give away to them. Maybe how does lockdown situation going on? Lockdown situation is brilliant. We're basically opened up back up. All restaurants and cafes are open again. You can still wear masks, but everything else is up and running. We can go internationally. We can go without any permission to go internationally. We can also return without being quarantined if we have a COVID-19 test, negative test. Chris Vernon says the only final that India will reach is the last plane back from Mumbai. Chris, last plane, the first plane. So I'm assuming Pakistan 100% winning World Cup. It'll be a Pakistan. It should be on paper Pakistan versus England, because England will beat New Zealand. They may not have beaten India, but they'll beat New Zealand. Who won the toss? We're waiting on that. I haven't seen any toss yet. Still no toss. Still no toss. I'm not seeing any toss. So, okay. No, there's no toss. Still no toss. Still no toss, guys. Still no toss. 12:32. Surprisingly, no toss. Patricia, right, at the moment, we still don't, or at least I'm checking on the websites, there's no information as to who won the toss. Well, anyone got anything? I don't think I've ever cheered Scotland over as an Englishman. I will be today. Oh, good on you. Afghanistan have more chance than India. Am I right? At the moment, yes, you would. If Afghanistan have to beat New Zealand to give themselves an incredibly good chance. Going to the ICC website because India have elected to bowl. India have won the toss. India have won the toss and have elected to bowl. India have won the toss and have elected to bowl. You hear that? India have won the toss and they're going to bowl, which I probably would not have done. So India have won the toss. And elected to bowl. India won the toss and elected to bowl. There we go. They won the toss. Is the world ending? Kohli's birthday gift. Maybe it is Kohli. No, it is. I think he'd like his birthday. Happy birthday. How old is Virat Kohli is the question. How old is Virat Kohli? India will win the toss exactly. Southall should ask for freedom for England too. Okay, we're going to look at the sides now. Nothing's been mentioned about the sides at this point. Okay, So some of the commentary. Dew is a big reason for this decision, says Coley, while joking about finally winning a toss on his birthday. Says India aren't going into the game with calculations in mind. Their way forward will depend on how they start. Shardul Thakur misses out and Varun Chakravarti is back in. Finally not a Panucci on his birthday. Okay. Munchie, my bad. Was Munchie there? Is Munchie here? Oh, Munchie's here. Sunny Ireland is already free, but best get your facts played before trolling. Okay. That's so they're saying that Scotland are unchanged in their lineup. I don't know if that would have done any good at all, really. Kutzer says Scotland's Kutzer. So Chakravarti back in and Shardul Thakur misses out. I don't know whether that was a change I would make. India will win definitely. You would think so. They had to chase down this and 8 overs. That's the key. They have to do it very, very emphatically. Very, 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 very emphatically. Yeah, it's not the best of I don't know. I would have batted first. That's just me. So Norman, can we make a WhatsApp group to discuss cricket? And Chris will be admin. Let's consider that. Okay. Let's just get through this game first. We've got a whole season to do all that. Okay, we'll do that. Something saying, I'm sure. But luckily, no one talks better cricket than he plays. Chris Vernon, I'll tell you now, whereas Chris Vernon is being a scaredy cat's trolling me at the moment, saying that Chris Vernon, this comment, I'm going to video this. Let's see, it's going to come back and eat these words. Next time we play. Well, not a very happy chappy there. Not a happy chappy. Chris Vernon is a piker. I'm going to post that. What's Discord? Oh, yeah, Discord. What's Discord? Norman, you have any video of you playing? Look, Stunner, I've uploaded several of them. Incredible sites. Amazing play. There we go. Norm trained. I wasn't that old. Chris, someone told me Norm was the coach. I said, is that true? Well, he looked up to me. Why? Because I was taller. Oh. Okay. And I'll just post that. I didn't train Donald Bradman. That'd be silly. He was too fearful to face me. Needed a birthday to win the toss. He did do the win the toss. Awful. Okay. With some 20 minutes to go, they finally put the teams up. We'll go through them because we need to go through them. even though they're being spelled out already. So India, we'll go through that. Just give me a second to go through the size. Let me just. So India, we've got KL Rahul with Rohit Sharma yet again. They both happened very well against Afghanistan. Virat Kohli is number 3. Well, he didn't bat 3, did he? He came. Hardik Pandya and Rishabh came in front of him last innings. So Rahul, Rohit Sharma, Kohli, Sky Yadav, Rishabh Pant, Hardik Pandya, Richard Asia, Ashwin in again, great. Shami, Bumrah, Chakravarti. So Chakravarti comes in the place of Shardul Thakur, so now they've got 3 spinners. Scotland, George Munsey, Kyle Kurtzer, who's been around for a long time, Callum McLeod, Richie Barrington, Michael Leask, Matthew Cross, the keeper, Chris Graves, Mark Watt, Sufyan Sharif, who they spoke to earlier, Alistair Evans, and Brad Wheel. Brett Kurtzer says this is a good deck, that this is a great occasion for Scotland cricket to play India. They want to go enjoy the day and they are unchanged. Okay. Scotland side are pretty good. I don't know about this. I don't know about the Scotland side of it. I don't know whether I'm not going to get too excited about them. But India put them in the bat first, so they go for 20 on. Then what do? Then India have to get the 20 in 3 overs or what? It's an interesting one. Okay. So this Indian lineup is a pretty damn good one, let's be honest. Furin comes in. So apparently benevolent god of wokeness, Kohli has learned his lesson. Ashwin's in. Yep. Bajan went into bat. Yeah, India didn't bat. They're bowling. DJ Bowers should be celebrated. Great at best of the game. He certainly should be. Listen to Johnson. Rooney is Norman's favourite cricketer. Rooney or Rooney? Rooney. Who's Rooney? Which Rooney is that? What? Rooney. Warning or who's Rooney, Lisa? India should have posted a big tail. Bad decision. I agree. Everyone thinks Afghanistan should be beat New Zealand, but if Scotland beats India. Yeah, well, that would be quite a frustrating result, to say the least, wouldn't it? Certainly would be a horrible result. India will smash Scotland. I think they will. It should be one of the most comprehensive victories of the day. Really should be. Insert surprise face. Naman Naran saying, I hope there is some calculation behind the bowling first. Last thing I want to know is, at this time, is Kohli had a slip of tongue after winning the toss. I think that they probably should have batted first and scored really, really, really big, like they did against Afghanistan. That would have been a good move. They haven't done that, though. Bit worrying, if I'm being honest. It's a bit worrying. So India have chosen to bowl, and they won the toss and have chosen to, or elected to bowl, not field. Even though it doesn't involve fielding. Really interesting to see what happens. All I can say it's going to be interesting to see what happens. That was a good one. That was a good one. What was a good one? What was a good one? There's a lot to not like about. Again, I'm trying to understand why Shuttle Tucker not playing. I don't know. I think he should play. Calista England, England, Pakistan, 1. Probably going to be Australia below England. South Africa's out. The rest are out. It's going to be England and Australia. Pakistan, and this is the one that's the most questionable. You would have to say New Zealand at this point in time, but if Afghanistan pull off flight, it could be Afghanistan or even India. On a belly dance, I can belly dance. Shuttle's not a great death ball. He bowls length balls and last night, but bowl him out. Lows. Yeah, he's still a match winner. He can bat well too. Sharmi is always expensive. T20 is also no experience. Well, you travels anyway. Harshkut, I've talked about it before. I'm trying my little best to do that. South Africa's not out. They are. If they get beaten by England, they certainly are. Bhuvaneshwar, not playing. Sonu. Not playing today. Not playing. Not playing. So, again, Sharmi has been bowling well in IPL. Yeah, look, he's probably not quite that in tune. Chakravarti, I don't know. I'm not sure about that selection. I would have kept Shadul Thakur in the side. So the playing 11 Sonu for India is KL Rahul and Sharma opening the batting. Rohit Sharma opening the batting. Virat Kohli 3. Sky Kumar Yadav. Surya Kumar Yadav. Sky Yadav 4. Rishabh Pant 5. Very high in the order. 6 Pandya. 7 Jadeja. 8 Ashwin. 9 Shami. 10 Bumrah. 11 Chakravarti. Scotland, George Munsey, Kyle Kurtzer, who's also captain. Callum McLeod is 3. Richie Barrington is 4. Michael Leask is 5. Matthew Cross is keeper and 6. 7 is Chris Greaves. 8 is Mark Watt. 8 is Safyan Sharif. And 10 is Alistair Evans with 11 Brad Wheel. Pandya can bowl halfway, should bowl all those. Lakshi, how is Varun a mystery spinner when he is bowling straight balls? Great comment, Lakshi. Great comment. Very, very impressed with that comment. Sonny Zeus Pandya was smashed the other night against Afghanistan. He was too. He certainly was. What India needs to do is get past the Afghanistan run rate in this match. I mean, in how many overs they need to get the club? It needs to be about 100-run victory. That's what we hear. Only belly dancing is entertaining for you. No. Actually, that's what Beasties I want you to believe. Okay. Baram will join you. Well, he's been asked to. He's got the information. Baram should be joining me. Don't know where he is. It's now 12:48. Okay. Now, actually, that's the mystery. People expect him to spin, but the surprise then is that bowls a straight ball. No, fair enough. Angel goes, oh my God, Coley won the toss. Stop the press. Exactly, Angel. It's true. But he won the toss and he elected the field bowl. Of all times, he does it. They need to get runs. They need to get 220 runs on the board and get Scotland out for less than 120. That's when they're cooking. Burlesque is entertaining too. Lucifer. Of course, burlesque. I'm not going to do burlesque. I'm not doing anything like that. I might do if India beat Scotland by 150 runs, I'll dance naked. How about that? Did you hear that? If India beat Scotland by 150 runs, so if England get 200 and Scotland get 50, it's not going to happen because Scotland are batting first. So once India pass their score, they won. It's a Christmas Diwali miracle. There are Indians and South African Indians, various Indian Indians who are surprisingly, not surprisingly, are actually celebrating Diwali, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, it's celebrated well and truly here. They are batting second, Norman. Yeah, India are batting second, so that's not good enough. That if they were to bat first, but India are bowling first. India are batting second. No. Chris Vernon only comes to show when any losses it's considered all there is not more to it. No, there's more to it, I reckon. I celebrated. I had some Diwali. I had some dancing and some singing and some food. No. So the game starts in 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes. Even a miracle happened in England will be too good for India. No, I actually don't agree. I think England will fear playing India. England will not fear playing New Zealand. So I think India should prepare a new team. Well, the 2022 World Cup will be in Australia. There'll be different pitches. They'll have to have more of a batting, friendly type side. Spinners will play somewhat less of a role here, you would think. Angel Wings, in this particular case, it is next year. That's correct. There is a World Cup here, T20 World Cup 2022 in September, October. That's fact. But they're playing every year. They're catching up. This was meant to be played last year. So should Kohli get into acting once he retires from cricket following the World Cup? We might as well make plenty of money out of that too, I'm sure. Absolutely. Okay. It happened Scotland has the best jersey in the World Cup. It happened to the 9-2 and also what? They were together, yes. Anushka should join women's cricket team. Kohli should try movies. Oh boy. Alan Davis. Okay. Okay, so Alan Davidson will hold his funeral service on the 8th, which is Monday, 10:30 a.m. at St Anne's Church, corner of Homebush Road, Berris Road, Stratfield. Wake at Concord Golf Club. St Anne's has a capacity of 180, many seats are designated. An alternative to attending is live streaming at ceremony kiosk. Okay, we will also have the opportunity to come together a week or so later. The Davidson family and the SCG are working together to hold a memorial service on the sacred soil in the week commencing 15th November. I will send details when the SCG will be open to all. Okay, that'll be good to go to. I'll definitely be going to that. It'd be worthwhile going to that for sure. Okay. Now, remember, I told you last year about conspiracy. Well, Chambers Packet have been doing again. They are saying India versus England or fielding. We don't agree with that, and I don't. We're coming off similar mess. No, I don't agree with it. Why you went live yesterday? I went like because I needed a break. Pollard has said he will not retire now. Okay. If Irfan Pathan and Harbhajan are currently acting, Her father's even playing in the tennis. Okay, good. So they are saying India was fixed in his favor. Well, we all know that wasn't possible. It would have been too forlorn to do that. India, no, I don't agree with that at all. Not the slightest. The truth is that India did well. So did Pakistan when they played India. Nobody framed any of this. So yeah, that's the reality of it. Okay. Okay. So more will be held on Monday for good old Hondos. I would love to see. Okay, Norman is close to some Bollywood big guns. Is he up to come to something? Okay, all we need is batting second, and then we can beat any team. Yep. Last team that fixed the match will be open if they sponsors and Salisbury. Let's get off our back. It was Russia Sharp. Look, the reality is that nobody's fixing anything. It doesn't make any sense. It's just not the case. Okay. Getting there's the national anthems. What a beards. A lot of beards in the Indian scene. Pakistan created the whole mess of match fixing. Let's not talk about match fixing, okay? There's no match fixing going on here. Yeah, so Kohli wins the toss on his birthday. It's a big thing for Scotland who are playing India, I'll tell you now. Rishabh Pant's got his gloves on. The value of the value of left arm bowlers have reason typically batsmen. Yeah, look at Shaheen, of course. India back Sri Lanka Bangladesh, all the national anthem written by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay. Beautifully done. Isn't totally taking a knee. I think everybody's taking a knee. No one's not going to take a knee. It's just no point in. They got Virat Kohli's got his followers there. The people are holding up yellow inflated signs. We still have Natarajan if he can be fit. Yeah, certainly a player worth noting. Natarajan. Happy birthday, Kohli. So his birthday is on November the 5th. How old is Kohli? Who can tell me? Yeah, I'm assuming the same as the Indian team as well. Shardul Thakur is not there, and Chakravarti is in. Otherwise, Scotland are unchanged. Another Indian captain who had a love affair toss was Mithali Raj, but she wins some of these days. Okay. How old is Kohli is the question. Yeah, I've said that before. Shardul out. George Munsey. I don't know much about him. Kyle Kurtz has been around for a while. Kyle, of course, has been around for some time now. Several Kohli and Virat Kohli here. He was born in 1988, so that makes him 33. 33 years of age. 33 years of age. Yeah, they're down on one knee. The two Colby's down on one knee. Pundia, everyone's down on one knee. So Bumrah's coming into, well, the first will be Mass 37, India versus Scotland. Mass starting, Scotland to bat, India chosen to bowl. In comes Jasprit Bumrah. Has 4 matches during this World Cup, only taken 3 wickets. Not really that overwhelmingly dramatically good. Oops, that was a ball that swung quite pressuredly. Munsey's facing his left-hand batsman. The ball certainly was a bit of movement there away from the bat if it was a right-hander, but into the left-hander. Secondly, I wouldn't mind Marnus for Smith and white ball. Smith takes too much time, at least Marnus can be. Well, Marnus is a bit out of favour when it comes to this. Yeah, Elizabeth says. And Scotland is effectively a part of the Great Britain, so this is an England versus Great Britain effort here in part. So India have to really show their wares and really smack them. That would be my answer to this. The ball's come off the edge there. So Scotland off the mark with Singleton Munsey. Brings on Kurtzer. Kurtzer, captain, another over. So, fair crowd here. Players look very sharp. Dhoni's been shown there next to Shastri. All these heavyweights and so those who are on should view, like, and share the post. Share with a lot of people. Get them to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe yourself. It doesn't cost you a cent. Yeah. 3-4 years ago, the international group left in Colin. It feels like yesterday when he scored his ton. Like I was 12 then, and for the first time, an Indian player was responding to sledging. Yeah, he's a great player. We all know that. Well deserved in the side. Today's landmark. Kurtzer, 15 runs to score 1,500 runs. No, Munsey's hit the ball up in there nicely. It hit a good 6. Not a bad shot. Not a bad hit. Australia, my gut feeling for Australia in this World Cup, they're not going to go past the semi-final stage. It's a very good effort they've made the semi-finals. I think that's a big effort, but yeah, past it, no. Well, they're going to win the semi-finals if because England should beat South Africa. And if once England beats England beats South Africa, then that's it. They're gone. Bruin takes the new ball. Okay. 7 off the first over for Munzie. Not a huge fan of Chakravarti at all. Kurt's being very safe. It was strong Australia. None of them was strong, but Australia's probably going to go at the side edge. Australia did beat South Africa, so they have a right to be ahead of them. Because Australia have got good record against Pakistan, how will they fare? They won't beat Pakistan. Honestly, impressive 2 sixes. Good ball. Mystic Ranger, how you're new. I haven't seen your other Ranger range, but not Mystic Ranger. Why so funny over the toss then? Just 2 bad outings, another day, and he would beat New Zealand, Pakistan by betting first. Well, they have to play well in either format. Australia have a good record against Pakistan, but they won't beat Pakistan this time around. I am Dimpu, Mystery Stranger. Okay, we know each other. You're on my Instagram. Oops. Oh shit. Okay. For some says India's batting mindset is little thinking is the issue. India doesn't have well-rounded team in wide ball. The Hobart Hurricanes. No, not the updates of New Zealand versus India. So the only thing that's certain is that India will have the best team on the paddock. So Muncie had a call up. Is 11 or 8. So Zezun Islam, New Zealand versus India. There's no specific update other than India is going to do well. Any of the New Zealand Test players might already be in India, like the Indian Test players are in Australia. Well, arrived either today or tomorrow. Yes. No trends at this stage, other than Scotland's got away with 13 runs off the first 2 overs. It's not wrong. It's just a passion for a sparkling drink. water in all this. Oh, bear with me, guys. Hang on a second. You all right, mate? I'm still here, guys. The first wicket's fallen. Mr. Kurtz has got me out. Oops. Oops, slight edge onto the stumps, it looks like. Yeah, Kurtz is out. Boomer. Scotland goes cheaply. Matthew Cross has gone in. Thought it was going to be early. Yeah, I would agree with that, Show. I think the closest to the IPL to the World Cup has hurt India. There they are. Oh, what's called a Yorker first ball. Boomer has to just skittle these guys. Oh, is he out? No, it's bounced. Oh, that was close. Doesn't look like they're going to last long. Doesn't look like they're going to last long at all. Didn't carry. So the ball's certainly coming into the bat there. Yeah, Narayan Singh, you are right. It's certainly the lockdowns, of course, are some growth. No, should have been out. No, just fell short. Ashwin comes. Ashwin should take a bag of wickets here. You would think. Ashwin's 35 himself. Had too much matches and he's taken 2 wickets. Good feeling. Yeah, it's really, yes, we do. A bit of a beard coming from good old Ashwin. The families there of the Indians certainly come along. Important part of this group is certainly the families. That was well played by Muncie. Good drive. Played into his hands, and don't enjoy midnight bowling. Must, yeah. Ashwin's held back from delivering that. There's no one back there. He's got a fall. He played it well enough. Was going over the top. Not a good shot. Why aren't they playing a person back there? One for 25. It's not a bad. Once he's playing more, yes, he is. 2007 World Cup, Scotland versus India match was washed out, and India beat Pakistan by bowling at 3. Is that what you're trying to say? Similar to this. Hmm. 140. Cross has not hit a run yet. Scores 25 and Munsey's at 23 of them. All right, guys. Scotland look like they've got 1 for 25. They've got after 4.1. They're doing okay. All right, guys. We'll let it go there. So at this point, Scotland are batting quite well. India should still win this, and we'll leave it at that. So have a great night. We'll talk to each other tomorrow, and as we're getting closer and closer to the final. All right, so last over here we've got the left-hander in bat, and he's facing Chakravarti. It's left-hander Muncie. He's on 23, facing Munchie. Driving handsomely, there's a fieldsman there. No run. Top ball, no run. Good night. All right, guys. You take care. We'll talk more tomorrow. Great preview. We're into the match now, so it's up to you guys. Oh, it's it. Chakravarti, maybe not going that well, but anyway. All right, Angel Wings, Naranjan, Sezun, Islam, all of you, Munchie, Richard Vernon, the rest of you guys. See you tomorrow.